Well, hello, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dating and Bright, the podcast. We are not affiliated or endorsed by Brightline Eating, and all content presented in this podcast represents our personal opinions and does not represent medical, nutritional, or psychological professional advice. Just learned from Ronnie that entire relationship is based on a hockey game.
Thanks, Ronnie. It's not based on a hockey game. It's based on the win or loss.
Okay, on a hockey game.
I look like a battered person. It was. Okay, what are we talking about?
You don't know what we're talking about?
I remember. Holidays.
We're talking about the holidays.
It was just Thanksgiving. I just wait.
Are we ready to start?
I'm ready to start.
Okay. Oh, it was me. No, nothing to say about
I'm
that.
not saying a word.
Okay.
It'll come out eventually.
Maybe. Well,
Well, hello, beautiful people.
hello, beautiful people. And welcome to another episode of Dating and Bright,
Episode
the podcast. Episode
14.
14.
We're
Right?
pretty sure.
Yes, it is episode 14. As you'll find out in the next episode next week, we don't know how to count, or we did this out of order, and so it was very confusing as to what episode we were
This is the
on.
first time we were out of order.
Yeah, we normally record in order, but we didn't this time. So we recorded next week's episode before we recorded this episode. Why is beyond me. Oh no, it was because of the clothing.
The clothing. Yes,
Anyway,
it was the
You'll
clothing.
find out next week. You'll find out next week why we started with that one. Maybe you'll figure that out.
If you
Anyway,
watch next week.
if you
watch.
watch next week,
It's a good episode.
it is a good episode. We don't normally do this. We don't normally talk about next week's episode because we haven't normally recorded yet, because we normally record in order. So today we are going to talk about the holidays because this is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and I think it's important to talk about from lots of perspectives. So not only from the food perspective, the BLE perspective, but also from a relationship perspective, because will be the first time that we've celebrated the holidays together. So why don't you tell us how you normally celebrate the holidays, Patty?
I don't normally celebrate the holidays. I avoid them. I count down the days until January 2nd, and I just like
That
it's
starts October
area.
31st. Let's start there.
It
Like
does.
that is, I've heard her say this before. I'm not experiencing this currently, but like I've heard her say it starts October 31st.
Yes, because Halloween is usually the kickoff of all the holidays, and Halloween is associated with childhood trauma for me, and it usually is not a very celebratory time, which I've turned that around, and through Brightline Eating I've turned that around because I very deliberately chose Halloween to be my day that I started maintenance, and so now it's a day that I celebrate, and I wanted to turn it around into a day of celebration when it had not been since I was 8 years old. So
Oh, we got somebody coming in the house.
Somebody coming in the house.
So we probably won't get interrupted, but
Yeah.
just if you hear anything strange, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Somebody's walking through the house.
So yeah. But yes, from Halloween until January 2nd, I try to be as low key as possible. I did try, and I didn't want to, as little celebration as I could, like the bare minimum.
Okay,
And
so let's talk about the holidays. So obviously October 31st, Halloween, you didn't have to do anything. You could turn your porch light off.
nobody ever came.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
okay.
The porch light was always on. Nobody ever came.
Yeah.
I never had, I always had candy before, not
Yeah.
my food. But, now the last 2 Halloweens, I had toothpaste and carrots, and that was it. Like if I wanted to hand stuff out. So
Toothpaste and carrots. I love it. So what about Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I would usually hang out with my mom and dad in the past years,
Yeah.
and, do something low key with them. Sometimes we would go to their friend's house, and I would try hard to, to be celebratory, but I never was, and I could, there's only so much people in I could take, and then I had to just go and be by myself.
Okay.
So
And then Christmas.
Christmas, you know, I used to bake for Christmas and that was all I did. That was all the presents I gave. And since I've stopped baking, I don't really do presents very well. So that's a struggle for me still. But yeah, it's funny because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, obviously, and I usually had Thursdays off. And so I would be able to do whatever with my parents or my mom, you know, last yeah, I guess this is the first one without dad, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I would be off. But Christmas, whatever day it was on, I would have to work because we don't get, you know, we don't get holidays off in my last job at a casino. We never close. And so I was always happy when I had to work. It's like, I gotta work. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do Christmas. And I would go there the day after, then, you know, on the weekend we would celebrate when I could be there. But then when it was on my day off, I would have to do it. So yeah. So I would do it, but it was always, I didn't enjoy it. You know, I didn't like decorating. I didn't like clean up. Yeah, I counted the days until January 2nd. That was it. So this is different for me.
Yeah. So the way that I've spent the holiday season normally, Halloween's always a big deal because, you know, with the kids, they want to do the trick or treating and the dressing up, and there's always a trunk or treat. I mean, it seems like it's like a week long activities and stuff to do, which now you've experienced. Well, I guess you were gone for part of it. You're in California. Yeah, that's
I was
true.
here for trick or treating.
Yeah, here for trick or treating.
I had a costume.
She did. She had
Which
a
is
costume. She went up to every
favorite
house with the
little
kids too because she was trying to get her steps in, which made me laugh. Like we stayed in the street. Our kids are old enough, so like we stayed in the street while the kids go up. Nope, Patty was up there at the door every single time because she wanted to get her steps in. So that was cute. So yeah, so we're moving up to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's always been, you know, that's kind of the family time. So not always, you know, depending on whether my parents were in town or not, but my chosen family, my two best friends live here in the area. And so we'd always spend Thanksgiving together. And that's what we're doing this year too. We're going to my best friend's house. It just happens that my parents are here too, and they're coming with us. So we're going to have everybody there together. So that's normally just the big family time. You know, the meal for us, I don't know, I say this and I think it's mostly true. It's kind of easy to be bright on, you know, on Thanksgiving because it's like you can eat turkey and vegetables, and as long as the vegetables aren't laden with, you know, flour and sugar, like you're normally in a pretty good spot. But sometimes that's hard. I know sometimes it is hard, but
That was my first Thanksgiving. It was like 3 weeks into the program, and I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. Everyone has vegetables and turkey, and I'll be fine. And all the vegetables were laden with flour
flour,
and
yeah.
sugar, and I had turkey and olives, and
Yeah.
that was all I had for
Yeah.
my first Thanksgiving.
But thankfully, where we're going is bright. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
people, you know, everybody basically eats bright. And so there will be some not my food. It'll just be for the kids and the, you know, the handful of people that don't eat the program. But for the most part, the food is all going to be whatever we can eat, and it won't be a problem. And we are bringing food. Yes.
Mom and Dad are bringing a salad. We're bringing,
Yeah, bringing something.
yeah.
Anyway.
We're gonna bring
So
lots
yeah,
of
so
these
that's
yeah.
that's what that's, you know, Thanksgiving is normally it's normally a meal. It's, you know, with the family, and it's a hanging out and that sort of thing. And then is normally, you know, the day after Thanksgiving is when Christmas stuff like really kicks off for us. Like we normally decorate. We're actually going to decorate early this year because my kids go to their dad's house on Friday, so we won't have them the Friday after Thanksgiving. So we're going to decorate on, you know, or we will have decorated yesterday since
Yeah.
this is going to be in the future. I just realized we will have decorated on Sunday since this will come out Monday morning. But yeah, so well, you know, we decorate for the holidays and we do advent calendars. So advent calendars, when I was a kid, we did advent calendars with like food and candy. We do Lego advent calendars and Minecraft advent calendars because that's what my kids want and they get excited about. So we do advent calendars, and then, you know, just the lead up to all the things that we do for the holidays, which is, I mean, as Patty's finding out, is like it's a lot. Like we do a lot of stuff for the holidays. So there's always like a light display that we like to go do a drive through. Last year, my niece and I went to Nutcracker, and we're doing that again this year, going to the Pacific Northwest Ballet Nutcracker, which is just it's an amazing fun evening. And then, you know, Christmas, like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we celebrate. So
And our oldest birthday is in there.
oh yeah, yeah. And Aiden's birthday is in December as well. So that puts the jumble, but that's, I mean, I guess that's not the holidays, but it's another piece of the holidays for
Celebration
me
in there.
because yeah, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we have his birthday. So I always leave the present. I always say like I leave the present shopping until after his birthday, which gives me exactly two weeks, which is a little crazy. But that's how I've done it in years past. Patty's kind of changing my ways though. She likes to do early present shopping, which is great. It's good. It's a good change. But yeah, so then Christmas Day, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day have always been, we get together, with the family, and we have a tradition. It's called the Christmas Eve box, where we have it's like just like a, like a fabric box that we put, PJs in for everybody and games. And we used to do movies. We don't really do that anymore because you can watch everything streaming now. But and there's food in there for the kids and that sort of thing. But it's so everybody gets together on Christmas Eve and we open up the Christmas Eve box. We all put on our PJs and we just hang out and play games. And then everybody goes home. And then they come back Christmas morning and we do actual Christmas, or we open up presents and stockings and all that kind of stuff. But not my food. Christmas Not My Food was always that was like Christmas for me. There was a special thing that we always ate Christmas morning. And when I started the program 2 years ago, I said I was going to cheat. Because I started on November 30th. I started right after Thanksgiving, and I said, I can do this, but I cannot not have that thing what we always have on Christmas, because it won't be Christmas without that thing. And then I made it to Christmas and I said, I don't want to, I don't want to break my line. So I didn't end up having it, and I haven't had it since. I still make it every year though. I made it for the past 2 years. I will make it again this year because it's part of, our Christmas tradition and my kids eat it. So, but yeah, so that's the holidays. And then I normally take off work between Christmas and New Year. So it's normally like a lazy time of,
But this will be the first time that your parents will be here. Usually they're
that's
visiting for those
true.
2 weeks.
Well, they'll be here in town, yes, because normally they come, yes, as Patty knows from last Christmas, because I went like radio silent. We were just friends at that point, and she was like, "What happened to Megan? Megan dropped off at the face of the earth." But it was because my parents come and stay with us, normally for the 2 weeks around Christmas. When the kids are off school, that was always our tradition. But now that they live here, yeah, it'll be different. It'll be different this time. So.
Mhm.
That's the holidays for me, which is a lot. And so blending that, I guess that's like a lot of what we wanted to talk about in this episode, is like how we're going to blend that and how Patty's going to cope. Because it's really Patty that has to cope. I mean, sadly, like it's not like I'm just like, oh, we do these things and there's no choice and we're doing these things, but I'm, like this is what my family does. And my hope is that you want to participate.
And I will, and I will participate as much as I can. And it's funny because we just FaceTimed with my best friend just before we recorded this episode.
Yeah.
And she pretty much said the same thing. Like I people until I can't people anymore, and then I need a little break. And I think that's the introvert in me, and the um not isolator, but just my need to recharge. And I can't recharge in that group of people. I need to do
Yeah.
it by myself. And so, I'll take a walk because I get my steps in today. Yes, I did. But I get my steps in every day.
Oh,
And
we almost just had a heart attack, you guys, when she was thinking about the fact that she hadn't got her steps in. Do you want to check to make sure?
no, I know I did. I
Okay.
did at the farmer's market. No, at Costco. That's where I got
Okay.
went over
Okay.
10,000. So no, I got my steps in today because I need them or I lose my streak. And
We can't lose streak.
so, but what was I saying?
Introvert.
Yeah, so I'll take a walk or I'll recharge however I can and come back and do it until I, need to recharge again. But we're getting ready to decorate like Megan said, we're decorating tomorrow.
Well, but it'll be yesterday.
when this comes out. Yeah. So, but on Sunday before Thanksgiving, and you know, I just have flashbacks of doing it, and it was not relaxing, it was not fun, it was not. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
She's not sure, guys.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, we normally do. I mean, it's low key. Like it's not, it's put the tree up, put the ornaments on the tree. There's a few other things we do. And then we're normally watching a movie. And my oldest favorite
Home
Christmas
Alone.
movie right now is Home Alone. So we will be watching Home Alone when we put that up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And here's a poll: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Or
Yeah,
is
is
it not
Die Hard a Christmas movie? I think it is. I vote yes.
There's Christmas hats in it and a Santa
Absolutely.
reference, so it's obviously a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
Right?
But I will say this, Harry Potter is not a Christmas movie. Just because Christmas happens in it doesn't make it a Christmas
It's
movie,
the
right?
theme of it. I mean,
Right.
there's like the whole, it's a school
Yes,
movie, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about food, holidays, the holidays and food? You talked about your first Thanksgiving on BLE where there was nothing.
Yeah, so now I bring food with me, or last Thanksgiving, I just ate my chicken salad I switched dinner and lunch, so I had, lunch chicken salad,
Yeah.
because that was turkey-esque.
Yeah.
But, this will be different.
We just roasted a
Yeah,
turkey.
we, we roasted a turkey today.
I roasted a
Megan roasted
turkey.
a turkey today, and I had it for dinner. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And, but yeah.
Turkey's a great protein too, just FYI. If anybody's like, we eat turkey on Thanksgiving, I know, and some people just don't like it, but it's a great protein. And we got a 12-pound bird for $12 at Costco, and it's like that's gonna be a bunch of meals for us. So it's a good life hack, really, if you're willing to do the work to put in to roast it off, which just takes some time. Like that's the thing is like it just takes time to like leave it in the oven. It's like really once it's dressed and ready to go, it wasn't really that much work.
But with the thermometer that I brought,
Yes.
that was really good,
Yes.
right?
Patty has one of those thermometers that you can like plug in and then like leave the thing out. And it actually made an alarm and we could hear it all the way across the house. So it was very loud. We were like, oh, the alarm's going off. We should get up and go take care of that. Anyway. So yes, turkey. I did roast a turkey. We're not roasting a turkey for Thanksgiving. We're just bringing sides, but
But there will be turkey, right?
there will be
There's gonna
turkey, and I
there's
think there's
gonna
gonna be brisket. Yeah. There's gonna be a bunch of food. There's gonna be a bunch of people there. There's gonna be a bunch of food. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Very
And
people-y though.
but it'll be mostly for the people, and that's what we do on, in
Yes.
Bright Line Eating is we focus on the people, we focus on the connections,
Yeah.
and the food. We know what we're gonna do. We write it down the night before, and we wrote down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing for me when I started BLE was thinking about the holidays and thinking about not having the traditions that we always did. And now I realize like it's not. I think last year I tried to do some special breakfast to kind of imitate that. It didn't work out. It didn't taste the same, but it's I think that's I've gotten over that because there's other things now that I think are more significant, like spending time with the kids and doing the things that the memories that they're gonna have. And we were talking about the advent calendars. It's like they will get up. I mean, she hasn't seen it yet because we haven't started. It's not December 1st yet, but like they will get up in the morning and the first thing they want to do is open their advent calendar. I mean, they just love it. And it's building a little like minifig or something, like something which it seems kind of ridiculous, but they just love it. They love getting, the little trinkets throughout the month. So yeah.
And I baked
Yeah.
for Christmas, and they've been trying, like, are you gonna bake this Christmas? Because they're having a competition to see who can bake the best.
Who is? Who's doing that?
Didn't Stephanie and your mom
Oh,
have that
that's true.
thing?
That's true. My niece and my mom were talking about who makes the best cookies.
Yeah, and
Patty was gonna throw down with her cookies.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do
Okay.
it
Yeah, maybe not.
because it's really triggering for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm definitely stretching not my food muscle being in this house. I mean, there's not my food here, where when
Yeah.
in California, I didn't have not my food. I mean,
Yeah.
I was around it, my mom's house and other people's houses, but at my house,
Yeah.
there was no not my food in my house.
Whereas here we still have Halloween candy. We'll have Halloween candy all the way till Christmas, probably
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah.
And then there'll be Christmas candy.
Yeah.
So
But it was funny when my Aunt Deb came to visit and she had coffee and she wanted, something sweet in her coffee. There was no sugar in my house. I'm
There's
like,
no
I have
sh-
blueberries. Is that sweet? Like, that's the sweet I have in my house. So she didn't take
That's
me up on the
funny.
blueberries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I am flexing that muscle, but I don't know yet that I'm ready to bake because those cookies are very special to me. And I made a lot of dough. Like I made 9 quadruple batches, 11 quadruple batches, and that's what I baked for everyone. And I took a day to make all the doughs, and then I froze them, and then I took 4 days of baking cookies. And on those baking days, I would just eat dough and cookies all day. That's all I ate all day. And so I don't know that I could do it and not
Eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they are the best in the world, like world famous cookies.
World famous.
Well, okay, locally famous, but like
Locally famous amongst your family and friends.
no, but coworkers and like the newsletter at my last work were like, "Oh, what are you looking forward to at Christmas? Patty Ricosi's cookies. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cute.
yeah.
Nobody talks about my food like that.
I don't know. Maybe I should make them now, but
It's okay. If you do, if you want to, you want that's, I mean, I guess that's part of this is part of Brightly Needing. It's like, it's, is it worth the mental, the mental stress that it's going to take to do the thing? And for me, it's like making the Christmas thing is I've really I'm kind of detached from it now, and it doesn't bother me to do. So it was never other than it was the tradition. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I really want to eat this thing. It was just like, this is what the tradition is.
mm,
So I think that's probably the difference. So
and you make it from scratch.
I do make them from scratch, like a nutter. Aiden's already been asking about them.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. When are you gonna, when do we start making? I'm like, we make them Christmas Eve. Like, I do not make them any earlier than the day before Christmas. Oh my goodness, like this kid. But yeah, I get it. Well, we just don't have that kind of food around here. And so I think for him, it's like, it's very special, and it's special. It was special for me growing up too. So
It's your mom's recipe?
no,
No.
no, my mom used to buy them. There was a place called TJ Cinnamons in Kansas City, if anybody's from Kansas City,
Mm.
and it is no longer in business, but she would just go and order them up and bring them home. She wouldn't even make them. And when they went out of business, that's when she started baking them from scratch. So
Mm.
now you know what they are. If you know what TJ Cinnamons is, you could Google it. So,
You can figure it out.
or
Yeah,
if, yeah, I know. It's not that hard. Anyway, so yeah, so that's, we'll, we've got a lot of stuff coming up this month, but, we'll report back in.
And
And
we're trying to shove another thing in there
yeah,
too.
we are trying to shove another thing in there, like nutters, but that's okay. Every weekend this month, pretty much we have something. Um, yeah, which is good. I mean, it's good and bad all at the same time. I mean, it's good and hard all at the same. I shouldn't say bad. It's good and hard all at the same time, because it's all fun stuff. It's all fun, celebratory stuff, but it's also just like
A lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff, a lot of being having to be on point and
A lot of
planning
people.
and a lot of peopling. So yeah, I'm not an introvert, I don't think. I'm probably an ambivert, which I hear Shelly say all the time. And I'm like, I think I'm going to identify as an ambivert, because I like to be around people, and I do get some of my energy from being around people. But there are times when I'm like, I just don't want to be around anybody. I just really need some alone time. So yeah, yeah, it'll all be good though. And then we have vacation coming up.
Do you ever feel like you need alone time from me?
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, that's very interesting. Interesting. Do I ever feel like I need alone time away from you? I haven't felt that way. I mean, okay, we're gonna talk about this in the holiday
Okay.
episode. Okay, we're gonna talk about this in the holiday episode, guys. I think like my isolator will kick up when there's stuff going on that makes me want to just be alone in general, but it's never like I don't want to be around Patty.
Mm.
It's that my isolator just says, go be alone because you don't deserve, whatever.
Mm. You deserve every happiness.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I do have a strong isolator part though. That is the way I typically dealt with struggle in the past. Like, I would isolate, and it was really easy before to isolate. It's not easy now to isolate because there's another person who is very present, and Patty. I'm talking about Patty. Ever present, but no, I don't think I ever feel the need to be alone from you. I haven't yet.
Okay.
We'll see. TBD. No.
All right. Holidays? Is that it?
I don't know. I mean, I think that was a round discussion, but I think part of it too is like we're just having the discussion because we haven't actually experienced the full holiday
Right.
barrage yet. So it'll be interesting to see. If you're following us on Instagram, every Thursday we do a live and we go through Secure Love, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the holidays and things that are going on. Oh, Thursday will be Thanksgiving, so we'll be on Instagram live.
Thanksgiving though.
Yeah, it'll be before we go out to Bonnie's house. So yeah, I think that's it.
No.
You don't have anything else to talk about the holidays?
No.
I think just the encouragement is that you can make it through Bright first and foremost. Like, if you're following Brightline Eating and this is, your way of life, like, you can do it. You just have to be able to advocate for yourself a lot. Like, I think that that's a big thing. my Gideon games team, we talked about that this morning. Actually, we talked about just being able to self-advocate and say what you need. And
And even if that is bringing a giant salad,
Yeah.
and I know some of my friends in BLE will bring a dish that because like my first Thanksgiving, there were no vegetables that I could eat. So from then on, I had my whole meal. But now I think, and if we weren't going somewhere bright, I think we would just bring like, okay, here's a veggie that we're going to bring and
Yeah.
for everybody. And even if I have my portion, because I eat 20 ounces of vegetables, have mine out, but then bring enough for everyone. So that's just, how you plan ahead. And
Yep.
it's not always easy because there's not my food at every turn.
Yeah.
But I think your identity needs to be strong and say, I
Sure.
don't eat that. That's not my food.
Right.
So
And be able to advocate for
and that's,
yourself and
that's
say
easy
like
to
this
say,
is
but
yeah, it is easy to say, but I think planning preparation and then advocacy. Thank you.
Mhm.
Self-advocacy. So
But it's possible.
for sure. You can stay bright. You can do it.
Yeah.
I've done it through 2 holidays, so
Yeah.
you've done
I've
it through
done it through
3.
three.
Yeah. So it's definitely possible. And we have a great big support community too. Oh, we could talk about the noon Zoom.
Oh yes, because this will be the Monday before
Yeah.
before that. Yes, on our noon Zoom support call where we met.
Bright and friendly.
Friendly. It's noon Pacific time. We are having marathon meetings this week on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, which we call Bright Friday. From 9 a.m. Pacific until they end at 7 p.m. Pacific. It's every minute of those hours. Somebody will be there and you can drop in anytime. You don't
Yeah.
have to be there at the top of the hour. We have different hosts every hour of the days. I'm hosting 11 a.m. to noon both days.
Yeah.
And but it's drop in and get support, even if you have to run to the bathroom and be like, dude, this stuff is on the they're shoving this not my food in my face and I need help. You just hop on, hop off, come and support and be supported.
Yeah.
And
But that's the thing is somebody will be there every hour. So I know we've talked about it before. We will not post the link. Like I'm not going to just post the link on any place. But if you reach out to one of us directly, either from our email address or, on one of our social media accounts or Facebook or wherever you know us from, we will give you that information so you can have it. And it's you can pop on from your phone. Like you don't have to have a computer, right? So yeah, it's a good resource. So I think that's the other thing. It's just like there's a community of people who want to support you and want to see you succeed. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we'll do the same. I think we do the same for Christmas Eve and Christmas.
It has been that way in the past that
Yeah.
there's a marathon, Christmas Eve and Christmas and even New Year. I feel like New Year's.
I think New Year's too.
Yeah.
New Year's Day not New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
I think New Year's
But
Day.
why wasn't there on Halloween? I guess because you're more out. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
But definitely this Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
All day.
right.
Okay, guys, that's our episode. I hope you have a beautiful bright day.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving.
If you're in
North America.
Well, no. because Canada
If you're in the
Black
United
Friday.
States.
Yeah, if you're in the United States.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wait, who celebrates
I
Thanksgiving?
know. I'm like, wait, what? It's just us, right?
Well, there's Canadian Thanksgiving, but it already happened.
Yeah, it happened 2 weeks ago.
I think so. I don't know exactly what Canadian And that's the show. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to contact us, you can email us at pattyandmegan@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our socials. Have a beautiful, bright day.